If you're looking for a beginner camera for photography, a budget DSLR is an excellent choice. Thanks to the abundance of manual settings, studying the fundamentals of aperture control, shutter speed, ISO, and white balance is better done on a DSLR camera over smartphones or point-and-shoots. Number 1. Pentax KF DSLR Camera. If you're heading off into the mountains and want a quality yet well-priced DSLR, you couldn't do much better than the Pentax KF. It's a weather-resistant DSLR that can withstand cold temperatures, while its dust-proofing enables a level of protection when shooting at the beach. Thanks to its ergonomic rubber grips, it's easy to hold when wearing gloves on frigid morning shoots. But despite the rugged design, it's still a relatively compact DSLR. In general, the image quality is excellent. The 24.2MP APS-C sensor retains sharp details. In addition, the in-body image stabilization is effective, and noise is well managed at higher ISOs. The KF also features an accurate 11-point optical viewfinder autofocus system with reliable subject tracking. It also has a hybrid of system in live view for accurate focusing over a wider area, though it may not be as fast in low light. The Pentax KF offers dependable technology and an articulating LCD with a clear and bright picture. It remains in the budget category and is a good choice for anyone who requires an affordable DSLR with a rugged design for outdoor photography that they can rely on. Number 2. Nikon D780 DSLR Camera. Short of looking at professional models like the Nikon D850, you won't find a better value full-frame DSLR than the Nikon D780. It has all the features you could want in a high-end photography camera and then some. For one, it's designed to put up with extensive use, with a sturdy, weather-sealed body and an incredibly long battery life to last through long shooting days. Plus, its backside illuminated sensor is still one of the best we've tested, with remarkable noise handling for exceptionally clean images in low light. The camera's hybrid autofocus system also stands out, using the same on-sensor phase detection of in-live view as the mirrorless Nikon Z6, making this a highly versatile camera for a range of photography styles and even video work. While the D780 is the best DSLR we've tested for most shooters, the pro-grade Canon EOS 5D Mark IV also deserves consideration, especially if you can pick up a cheaper used model. Although it's an older camera, and its AF tracking isn't quite as impressive as the Nikon's, this high-end DSLR is still popular among professional photographers and hobbyists and offers a higher resolution sensor. You'll get fantastic image quality out of it, and it's built like a tank to withstand pro-level use. Number 3. Canon EOS 6D Mark II DSLR Camera. If the Nikon D780 is out of your price range, the Canon EOS 6D Mark II is a great full-frame option that sits at a lower price point. It isn't quite as tank-like as the Nikon nor its higher-end stablemate, the Canon EOS 5D Mark IV. However, it's still well built, with a weather-sealed body and plenty of physical controls that make it easy to adjust settings on the fly. While the D780's newer, backside illuminated sensor gives it an advantage in areas like noise control and dynamic range, you'll still get amazing photos out of the 6D Mark II, and it has a solid autofocus system to boot. The biggest trade-off here is that it can't shoot 4K video. You also lose out on a secondary SD card slot and headphone jack. Ultimately, this is primarily a photography camera, whereas a higher-end model like the Nikon offers better video capabilities for hybrid shooters. But if you can live without 4K video, this is still an excellent camera for the price. Number 4. Canon EOS 90D DSLR Camera. Stepping down to an enthusiast-level crop sensor model like the Canon EOS 90D is a good way to save even more money without sacrificing high-end features. While it doesn't have a full-frame sensor like the pics above, this model has a 32.5 megapixel APS-C sensor that can capture plenty of fine detail, along with a very good autofocus system. The AF is newer than that of the Canon EOS 6D Mark II, so it supports both face and eye detection for more precise focusing. It can also record 4K video if that's a must-have for you. Like most Canon DSLRs, It has a highly intuitive user interface and controls, making it easy to use for experienced and novice users alike. Plus, it's well built, with a weather-sealed body and top display to easily keep an eye on your settings, and of course, its battery life is excellent. Overall, this camera offers plenty of high-end features, and its crop sensor makes it a good fit for action and wildlife photography, though you do lose a bit of low-light advantage compared to our full-frame pics above. Number 5. Canon's Rebel T7 DSLR camera. If you're on an even tighter budget, the best way to save money is to buy a used model. But if you just want a cheap, simple camera, the Canon's Rebel T7/2000D is one of the best truly affordable DSLRs that you can still buy new. At this price point, the build quality feels less sturdy and more plasticky than pricey models, and you don't get anything fancy like weather sealing or even a tilting screen. But underneath that modest exterior is a high-resolution APS-C sensor that's still very capable of capturing high-quality images. Since this is an older, cheaper model than the Canon's Rebel SL3/250D, it doesn't perform as well in dynamic range and noise handling. However, it's still very good for the price, and it uses the same lens mount with plenty of lens options to choose from, meaning you can always upgrade to better lenses down the line for better results.